Yo, what is going on, guys? Sucho322 here, back, and today, guys, I am bringing you yet another ASL video, and dang, does it feel good to be back. And I'm bringing you guys ASL Season 4 Week 1 weekly recap. And basically, if you guys don't know what weekly recap is, maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you're new to the season. Basically, what we do in weekly recap is we talk about how the week went. We go over each and every match, we go over each and every stat. So it's essentially just a rundown of exactly what happened in the week, which is why it's a recap of the week. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. But as you can see on your screen, you have a 6-0, 1-0, 3-0, 2-0, 5-0, 6-0, and 3-0. And I understand this is going up a little bit later in the day on Wednesday. I normally have them up Wednesday morning, but unfortunately, like I'm recording this Wednesday morning. But unfortunately last night, Keister and Static finally got their match done. Keister was moving and Static was 6, so they ultimately just had to play later. So that's going to push stuff like Pick'em Crew back. This isn't going to be horribly late, and the the surprise segment is not going to be late either. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the first match. First up, we have the Heart for Whalers taking on the Arcane Arcanines. And first 6-0 of the season. There's another one in this week, but it's surprising to see 6-0s this early, but I guess Ian hasn't really gotten used to his team yet, as TCP was able to pick up the 6-0 victory. So let's go ahead and hop right into the match. So it's going to be a Jolteon lead up against the Sableye. This is favoring TCP, and Ian wants to go ahead and swap right out and get that Volt Absorb. Very, very good play on Ian's part. I love using Trace to grab immunities, so that's just fantastic on Ian's part. But then he is going to go for the taunt, as he's going to take an Ice Beam from this Reg Ice. As out comes Victini, as Ian's going to make a good double into Toxapex, which can take 2 Psychics and set up a light screen. So this Victini is ultimately useless every time that this Toxapex hits the field. Toxapex is going to go for the Scald. Unfortunately, does not burn the Skarmory. That would have been very nice for Ian. Out comes the Zapdos, and Skarmory is just going to go for the defog, getting rid of that light screen so his Jolteon can do more. And Zapdos is actually going to baton pass the speed, so TCP, not wanting to get caught in the same trap, is going to go for the HP Ice. And here comes Gardevoir launching off a Hyper Voice, but Reg Ice's special defense is so immaculate that it eats that up. It is then going to go for the Thunder Wave on the Sableye. Sableye is going to be able to recover, bar the fact that it's going to get paralyzed. Out comes Jolteon. Jolteon's going to take a burn. Jolteon doesn't really care about that. Yes, sure, it's annoying for Residual, but Jolteon is pretty free against all of the Ian's team. And Sableye is going to get paralyzed and is going to drop to that Thunderbolt. And then Jolteon is going to come in here and grab a kill with HP Ice. So maybe trying to bluff the Scarf Lando or the Yachi Lando, but it ultimately didn't work. He's going to go out and make a Gardevoir on this Jolteon. And Volt Switch is not going to be able to pick up the kill. Now comes Reg Ice, and on this Gardevoir, it's doing a consistent 30%. And Gardevoir wants to swap out, going out into Toxapex, since Toxapex really can take on anything that this Reg Ice wants to do. And out comes Manaphy, since Manaphy's able to set up Tail Glow, bar the fact that Ian has Haze, which he did prep with Haze, so smart move on Ian's part. And he's essentially just going to go sack off the Gardevoir, but before sacking it off, he's going to get a nice T-Bolt off and do a clean 70%, putting it in range for the Zapdos to kill. TCP is going to swap out into the Jolteon, as this proves to be a physical Zapdos, maybe having Drill Peck on it, as it's going to go for the Agility again. So right now we've seen Agility, Baton Pass, Drill Peck, there it is in Wild Charge. So physical Zapdos, actually doesn't look terrible against TCP's team, because it allows Ian to hit the Mega Venusaur if he would have brought it. So that's actually not a bad set. But Golbat is going to go for the Super Fang. I assume that that is its only offensive move. And out comes Victini, as Victini proves to be a Choice Scarf variant and goes for that Psychic. At least I'm pretty sure it's Choice Scarf, otherwise it doesn't have speed. Yep, it's going to get a crit on the Zapdos, which doesn't matter, it would have 2 KO'd either way. and Victini's going to claim his second kill of the match. And as you can see earlier, that Psychic is going to be able to come through and kill. And Victini, being one of the weekly heroes, picking up 3 kills in the match. And nice little 3 kill sweep at the end of the game. Moving on to the next match, we have the St. Louis Samurott taking on the Washington Wailords. This is a 1-0 victory in the Samurott favor. Coached by Anderson and Cam taking the downfall, but using Ditto exceptionally well, getting it 3 kills, as Anderson used Infernape very well, getting it 3 kills. So let's hop right into the match. So it is a Rampardos and Crocodile lead, favoring Crocodile heavily, since Crocodile can actually OHKO this thing. He's going to go for the Earthquake, and out comes Celesteela. Anderson, nice prep with the taunt, forcing the Celesteela to attack the Crook. He could just go out into Reuniclus, because Reuniclus can set up on Celesteela all freaking day. And Celesteela, or Cam, knowing that, has to go out into his Rampardos to try and hit as hard as possible. He's going to take a Shadow Ball in the process, which does a tremendous amount. And out comes Alamamola. And Alamamola eats up hits from his Rampardos all day and can use its Rocky Helmet. So Primarina gets to come out on Alamamola and is actually just going to OHKO with Moonblast. I think that means it's choice specs, but that's just showing how hard Primarina can hit. But Anderson, predicting the Bronzong to come out, is going to go for the HP Fire. And I'm really surprised that Cam brought his 3 Steel types against an Infernape and a Crocodile, but you know. Bronzong is going to go boom on this Reuniclus, as Reuniclus is going to get to recover, but it cannot stall this Primarina out. Primarina doing 67% with that Specs Moonblast. This thing hits absolutely ridiculously hard. And Reuniclus is actually forced out now to go into that Vanillux. I'm pretty sure this means it's an AV Vanillux, if I'm not mistaken. But this Primarina is still going to be hitting ridiculously hard. Of course, the special attack drops very much helping out the Primarina, as it's going to claim its 2nd kill of the match. So out comes Infernape to wreak havoc and is going to go for the close combat, which definitely kills. And out comes Ditto. Cam wanting to capitalize on Infernape being out. He can go ahead and launch off a close combat, or just goes for the U-turn, which is a very solid play, because he was either staying in, well, he probably wasn't staying in, but Infernape is going to U-turn on the Rampardos, so a little U-turn action here. And out comes Heatran on the Mega Amphi, and Mega Amphi showing that it can't really hit this Heatran, as Heatran goes for the Earth Power, does a lot to Crook, and goes out into Ditto. Excuse me. Gets the Intimidate, which ultimately makes it so that Earthquake doesn't kill. And Ditto is going to use Earthquake, and it's going to claim its 2nd kill of the match. And fearing the Scarfed Infernape, Cam is just going to go out ahead and stack up his Heatran. It didn't really do anything. And out comes Ditto. Now this is a speed tie if they're both Scarfed, and Ditto is going to win the speed tie. Again, assuming they're Scarfed, so Cam not in a bad position right now. But honestly, I think close combating here is 100% a choke, in my opinion. Because you figure if he's Choice Scarfed, assuming he has a Dragon Pulse, he goes out, he comes back into Ampharos, he's Choice Scarf, so he's going to outspeed. And he can launch off like 80% or whatever, and then Celesteela should be able to get the remaining percent, like you can see here with this leech seed. But anyways, Mega Amphi is going to be able to kill with this Volt Switch crit. That it's tough to say if that, yeah. Well, how much did it do before? Wait, so it did 72. Nah, definitely didn't matter. He was at 69. Definitely did not matter. It might have mattered. I don't really know the entire calc. That is going to be the game. Very good game between the St. Louis Samurott and the Washington Wailords. Moving on to the next match, we have the St. Louis Swablues taking on the Utah Utes. And Kieran putting a lot of pressure on Malone's team. As you can see from team preview, he doesn't have the greatest swap-ins to it. That is why Susie was able to get it to 3 kills. So let's go ahead and hop right into the match. We got Necrozma going up against the Gastrodon. They can both either Toxic or both set up Stealth Rocks. And Gastrodon is going to opt to Toxic as Necrozma sets up rocks. Or, my bad, Gastro cannot rock. Unfortunately, it makes no sense, but it can't learn Stealth Rocks. But Rotom is going to get the momentum on Mega Aggron. It goes for that Volt Switch, getting into the Kyurem. Suzy making a very aggressive play early in the match, risking his Kyurem, but it definitely paid off, claiming a kill on the Aggron. So Necrozma is going to have to take a knockoff, which it can do very well with its Prism Armor. And it can Moonlight all day on this thing because it is faster, since Electros is a relatively slow speed stat at 50. But out comes Torn T on this Necrozma, is going to launch off a Supersonic Sky Strike. It is going to kill the Necrozma. So we're tied at 5-5 right here. But Rotom Mo can come out and Volt Switch literally every time, because Gastrodon is not coming in on a Rotom Mo. And out comes Kyurem, looking to put on the pressure. He's going to go for the Ice Beam and does 54%, as Malone is going to knock off Kyurem's Specs. So he's not going to be hitting as hard, but he's definitely still going to be hitting hard like a Kyurem. So Scully is going to go for the Mega Horn, actually does not pick up the kill, which is very unfortunate for Malone. Because if he still has his Scully in the match, there's a chance that he wins. Scully would beat out the Rotom, but to be fair, it loses to Darman, it loses to Scizor, so that's a thing. But Kyurem going down, Torn going down, and it is 4-2 in the Utah Hoots' favor. Suzy's just going to go out into the Rhyperior. Honestly, if it was Choice Scarf Rotom Mo, that's what he should have gone to on the double down. But anyways, Rotom is free to fire off a Leaf Storm, as he's actually going to miss, and if he misses again, well, if that burned and he missed again, he would have actually been kind of screwed over, because there's nothing else that would have beat it. But either way, Rotom was able to pick up the kill, getting its second kill of the match. Rotom Mo doing well. I know Suzy loves to use Rotom Mo, but yeah. Semi-Poor setting up and then, or Semi-Seer setting up and then going for the Grass Knot, but it does not matter because we have a Choice Scarf Darmanitan here, and that is going to be the game. The Utah Hoots are going to win a 3-0 victory over the St. Louis Swablues. Next up, we have the St. George Dragonites taking on the Florida Floatals, and from the stats, you can really see, and from team preview, Rocker's only swap into Kartana is Arcanine, so once that thing goes down, Ian is going to clear a path, and as you can see, he, to some degree, cleared a path, getting 3 kills with the Kartana, putting a lot of pressure on Rocker's team. Let's get into it. We have a Mamoswine versus Deoxys Speed lead. This favors Deoxys Speed, as it can just Psycho Boost or Focus Blast the life out of something. But Ian is going to go into Drapion and Pursuit Trap the Deoxys Speed. Very, very solid play and prep on Ian's part, as he's going to get up some Toxic Spikes, which is definitely going to help against the Garchomp and against the Arcanine, as he's then going to go for the knockoff, getting rid of Pangoro's item, which is the Roselli Berry, which is definitely going to help for his Tapu Koko. And as I said, it helps for his Tapu Koko. He can go into Tapu Koko. He goes for Volt Switch, likely predicting to swap out into Arcanine, or yeah, swap out into Arcanine. So Rocker is going to go into his Deoxys Speed, hoping that Ian doesn't have Ice Shard, but indeed he does have Ice Shard, and down goes Deoxys Speed. Out comes Arcanine, and Arcanine is going to get an Intimidate off, so this Mamoswine is really going to be doing nothing. And Ian is going to risk his Dragonite, probably predicting the Flare Blitz. To be fair, he didn't have good swap-ins, and Dragonite is the least expendable member, or the most expendable member. But he roars into the sub seed, well, kind of a seed. But he roars into the Howlucha, which gets a defense boost from the Electric Seed, and then can get an attack raise. And then Rocker is going to burn with the Flare Blitz, 10% chance. He actually just prevented a 5-0 sweep, because he would have, this Howlucha would have been out of range for the Weavile. So very, very unfortunate for Ian. He would have actually swept there. But anyways, he's going to try and set up, but Rocker says no thank you, and is going to go ahead and roar him out, as Mamoswine comes out. Luckily does not get burned this time, and is going to go for the Earthquake. So out comes Pangoro, fearing the Bullet Punch or Mach Punch. Ian is going to go into his Howlucha. I'm not sure if that mattered. If it did, unfort, but Kartana gets to come out now and just click Leaf Blade a bunch of times. The only thing that really stops it is this Garchomp, as it can live a hit in either Fire Fang or Fire Blast, but Rocker proves to actually not have those coverage, moves, and he's just gonna go for the earthquake. He might be scarfed, as if this Kartana is scarfed, which I think it is. He'll be good to go. Unfortunately, with that rough skin damage, it puts him in Ice Shard range, so he's going to go ahead and swap out into this Mamoswine, since Mamoswine actually quote-unquote resists it because of the thick fat. So Mamoswine going for the Ice Shard, doing whatever damage it can, and Rocker's going to make the good play of going for the knockoff, not trying to kill with Ice Shard, because he would have taken extra life orb damage in the process. So Tapu Koko is going to come out. Tapu Koko can live any hit. It can even live a poison jab. It outspeeds anyways, but Ian's going to make a nice play of going for the U-turn. Safe but smart play. And Kartana is going to go for the Leaf Blade. Kills the Electivire, picking up its third kill of the match. Out comes Weavile, and basically Ian gets to just sack his Kartana to this thing. Let it take some extra life orb damage, and let it take some poison, and Ian is guaranteed won this game. But he's just going to go for the extreme speed and not let any of his mons drop. So that is going to be the game. The St. George Dragonites picking up a 2-0 victory over the Florida Floatsels. In the next match, we have the Slow Bohemians taking on the Newcastle Mets, as Extra is one of the weekly heroes, picking up 5 kills in this match. And TJ really did not have a good swap in to Extra on his entire roster. So let's see what happened. It is a Seismitoad versus Mega Absol lead, and Seismitoad is going to go out into Umbreon, as Gumby is just going to go for the knockoff, getting rid of those lefties, and then goes for the superpower on the follow-up, putting TJ's Umbreon on the back foot as it goes for the baton pass. So Gumby really got the better of that exchange, really eliminating one of the possible swap-ins to the Extra, assuming that it can't get a wish up on anything else, which I don't think it actually can. So Milotic is going to go for the Toxic on this Seismitoad, since Seismitoad is one of the only other swap-ins to Extra. So at this point in time, Gumby's just really clearing the way for Extra. He's going to make a good play and Pursuit Trap the Seismitoad. And Absol is just going to go for the Superpower. Umbreon trying to scout that out, but it's going to drop. So there goes one of the potential swap-ins for the Extra. There's only one more before Extra really comes in and just starts wreaking havoc. So Emboar is going to go for the superpower. I'm pretty sure that's Bandit Emboar, from the looks of that, unless it's like Spadef Melodic, or then it's like Choice Scarf Emboar. But Emboar is going to be forced out, since it really puts the most pressure on Gumby's team besides the Swellow. And Swellow wants to get in before Rocks. Good play on TJ's part. And I believe he just goes for the Facade. Yes, he does. And down goes the Milotic. So we're at 5-5 currently. And Extra gets to come out, and it claims a kill. It absolutely claims a kill. It's going to go for the Iron Head. And here goes the last potential swap in to Excadrill. Down goes Seismitoad. And it's proven to not be Smooth Rock Hippowdon. But either way, Hippowdon gets the stand back up for another 5 turns. And honestly, Gumby's best interest is to just like sack this thing, or just find a way to get an Extra, because Extra literally wins at this point. And Oko's literally the rest of TJ's team, as TJ's gonna show off the nice little roost, as it doesn't really matter, just because coupled with the Sandstorm and Burn and Iron Head, Gumby's gonna be able to pressure out this Swellow pretty effectively, or at least pressure it to just roost repeatedly, which is gonna get him the swap into Kyurem. But TJ's gonna make a very good play and go for Facade on that turn. And here comes out Hippowdon again. And I'm pretty sure that's physically defensive Hippowdon. Hippowdon is very physically defensive. That just shows how hard Swellow hits. And Swellow's going to get a nice Facade off on this Excadrill. But Excadrill, it claims 3 kills in 3 turns. So there's 1 kill. So Excadrill has 2 kills in this match. Here comes Mega Deontay. There's another kill. That's 3 kills in this match. And then here comes Emboar, and that is another kill in this match. So it's going to go for the Earthquake, and 4 kills. And to be fair, TJ brought all the answers on his squad to Excadrill. I mean, yes, he could have brought Fizdef Lottie, and Excadrill is going to pick up the last kills. It is going to live a Psychic. But if Gumby decides to bring like a Mold Breaker set, it's still going to get hit by the Earthquake. So anyways, these Slow Bohemians are going to take a 5-0 loss, as the Newcastle Mets are going to triumph in a 5-0 victory. Next up, we have the Phoenix Flygons taking on the Inner Milotic, and here is our second 6-0. And Hitmonchan being an absolute monster, picking up 6 kills. Right from the get-go. This is a relatively long match, but I'm pretty sure only Hitmonchan hits the field, as it is one of the weekly heroes, so let's hop into the match. So here we are, nicknames the Hitmonchan, and Rotom Frost is going to swap out, go into Pyukumuku, because it doesn't want to take a Drain Punch, and Pyukumuku cannot be set up on due to its unaware. Yes, you could still set up on it, but it's not going to be as effective. So here comes Hitmonchan, go for the bulk up, and Pyukumuku wants to recover. Static not really fearing anything, just for the simple fact that, what's it called? It is unaware, but Pyukumuku cannot do anything to something behind a sub. That's the problem with a Pyukumuku. All you have to do is run substitute and you beat it 100% of the time. That's 100% a fact. You beat it 100% of the time if you run sub against it. But Pyukumuku gonna go for the recover, trying to stay alive, as Hitmonchan can really just bulk up as much as it wants. I'm surprised Keister didn't go for more bulk ups. Of course you can't bulk up on a Lando, but he's gonna go for the Fire Punch, do a considerable amount, and then Lando is gonna go out into the Pyukumuku, as Keister's gonna go for the Drain Punch, followed up with a substitute, as Pyukumuku is going to stay here and just recover. It has no reason not to be honest. And Hitmonchan, looking in a very powerful position right now, is gonna go for the Drain Punch and does pick up the kill on the Lando. So there is Hitmonchan's first kill in the match. Out comes Fortress. Fortress obviously holding that sturdy so it doesn't get straight O-code. But Fortress is going to go for the Heavy Slam and does not pick up the kill. So out comes Pyukumuku again. Seemingly the only thing that can actually take a hit from this thing. And Static's in a pretty terrible position right now because he can't get rid of the Hitmonchan. There's nothing he can do. He has to just sit here and like PP stall. That's like his best option at this point. So basically, a lack of prep for bulk of Hitmonchan. But anyways, Pyukumuku just trying to Toxic, doesn't want to use all of its recovers if it doesn't have to. Since Static is going into a state of PP stall, he has to preserve as many recovers as he can. So if he can light screen and stuff like that, that's ultimately gonna help him. And Hitmonchan just gonna keep firing off Fire Punches. I don't know if it still has Drain Punches, but Hitmonchan wins. Oh, there's the Drain Punch. And Pyukumuku is going to go for the recover. Keister probably trying to bait Static to repeatedly light screen. But continuing with the Fire Punches, continuing with the light screens, Keister going to go for the Drain Punch, and Static is going to go for the recover again. Fire Punch, you know the drill. Oh, and there's a burn on Pyukumuku, so we're going to be getting some progress. That's actually probably what Keister was working for, the burn, because then it is going to cancel out, or no, it doesn't cancel out Pyukumuku's leftovers, because it doesn't have any leftovers. So out comes Whimsicott, and it's basically just going to be trying to PP stall as well, so just subbing up as much as it can. It's going to be in Static's best interest, since Keister's going to just repeatedly Fire Punch just to try and break these subs. And after leftovers, Static is going to be able to sub one more time if he so desires, but he's going to go ahead and swap out into the Fortress. The Fortress is going to drop to the Fire Punch. So Hitmonchan already with 3 kills, and this is the thing with Pyukumuku. Yes, it's a very solid wall, but not much you can really do if someone brings a sub. But Hitmonchan is going to get rid of the Whimsicott. Blaziken is going to do 40% to a +5 Hitmonchan. That's actually really impressive. Life Orb Blaziken hits stupid hard. But out comes Rotom Frost. It's going to miss a blizzard, or it's going to hit a blizzard, my bad. And Hitmonchan is going to bulk up. I'm pretty sure Keister said that was a misclick. I mean, he's on mobile, can't really blame him. But Static is going to miss the blizzard. Would that have changed the match? No. Would it have changed the differential? Yes, of course. It would have been a 5-0 instead of a 6-0. But a Hitmonchan coming in through here, picking up 6 kills, and yeah, absolutely ripping through the Inner Milotic. So with the last match, we have the Portland Timbers taking on the BC Bibrels, and the Portland Timbers won a 3-0 victory over the BC Bibrels, as Thunders and Crest put on a lot of pressure on the BC Bibrels, but Superior putting a lot of pressure on the Portland Timbers. So let's go ahead and hop right into this. So I'm going to lead off with my Thunderous Therian, as he's going to lead off with his Mew. I'm just going to U-turn, go into Skuntank, as TG is going to go for the Psychic, as Skuntank is a Dark type, so it's not going to do anything. Skuntank is going to go for the Crunch on the incoming Machamp, and TG is going to make a great prediction, going for the knockoff, predicting the Cresselia to come out, and then has to swap out straight into the Tapu Fini, as the Cresselia is able to get a Moonlight up. So out comes Skuntank on the Tapu Fini. It has to take a Nature's Madness, but can fire off a very big Poison Jab into the Machamp, and then Poison Jab followed up with Play Rough is going to be able to kill the Machamp, as down goes one of the potential swap-ins for Thunderous Therian. Out comes Manectric, as Manectric cannot really do anything to Piloswine, so Piloswine is getting free rocks, as out comes the Mew, likely trying to Will-O-Wisp the Piloswine. And Skuntank comes out, as the Stealth Rocks are actually going to come through, so good play on TG's part. And now comes the Will-O-Wisp, so Crunch is going to be doing 21% powerful damage. And Skuntank is going to go for the Crunch. No, I'm going to double out into Flareon, predicting the... It was predicting the Volcarona to come set up. But out comes Skuntank again. It can get off a clean bit of damage, but he proves to have a lot of speed in his Tapu Fini, because I was actually speed creeping this Tapu Fini with a decent amount of speed. But Thundurus is going to go for the Thunderbolt, and Tapu Fini is going to go for the Defog, and Thundurus is going to be able to get rid of this Tapu Fini and this Mew with a Darkinium Z, and down goes TG's Wall Core in a matter of 2 turns. So out comes Superior. Is going to go for the Leaf Storm, doing a clean 44%, showing the Life Orb, so Thundurus can do a nice amount of damage with HP Ice. And down goes Thundurus, as it didn't really, it outspeed literally nothing, and it was set up fodder for Volcarona. And unfortunately, I'm going to get a low roll with my Piloswine. That was actually a min roll with Piloswine. And out comes Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny can go for the Fake Out, as Ice Punch and Return wasn't guaranteed to kill. So Return is going to guaranteed kill this Volcarona now. Luckily, no Flame Body. And here comes Scarf Mega Manectric, as Mega Lopunny can almost get rid of the Manectric. But out comes Cresselia, as Cresselia is going to be able to chew both hits from the Manectric and the Serp. I'm just going to see what this Manectric wants to do and go for the Moonlight. Out comes Serp, and showing to be max special attack modest, Cresselia is going to go for the Ice Beam, getting rid of the Serp, and can shoot a Thunderbolt and get rid of the Manectric. And that is going to be the game. The Portland Timbers are going to win 3-0 as a rematch from the semifinals of last season. So, as you can see on your screen, you guys can look over what's upcoming for week 2. But like I said at the beginning of the video, the fact that Keister and Static had to play their game so late, it's going to push things back. Transactions was up on time. This will be up on the right day. Surprise segment, I won't be calling it a surprise segment after Thursday, but that is going to be up on time. Pick'em Crew is going to be up on Wednesday, so today, or Thursday, hopefully. Fantasy should be good, and Power Rankings so should be good. So the only thing that really gets messed up is Pick'em Crew. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching this segment of Weekly Recap. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe down below. Subscribing helps you stay up to date with when our videos go up. It'll be in your subscriber box. And yeah. Also, if you want to check the description, I'm pretty sure I have ASL Season 3 playlist down there. So if you want to watch last season's playlist, you can go ahead and do so. Or join the ASL, like in terms of being on the Discord server. There's a link down below. But anyways, I will see you guys all in the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.